think I want to talk about Burning Man right now because it's something that you cannot really explain. Like many people ask me, how is Burning Man? And there is really no answer to explain that. It's this magical place. It's like a little bubble, like an experiment that has been created for people to really find out who they are and who they want to be, because we believe we are this fixed, defined beings. We are a certain way. And most of us think like this is who we are, which is totally not true, because we can be whoever we choose to be and whoever we want to be. And what's in the way of us fully being ourselves, expressing ourselves, living our truth is usually the fixed circumstances we live in. So like when we change, we let's say we change a certain behavior, people around us will notice, and some of them won't like it because they are so used to you being nice all of the time, or doing everything for them all of the time, or saying yes and smile all of the time. And once you get in touch with your truth, with who you really are, your intuition, what you really want, how you really feel, how you really want to express yourself in this world, whether it is like you used to be shy but now you're not anymore, or you used to do things for everyone and be like super freaking helpful all of the time, and now you know, well, this is actually not helpful for yourself because you don't have energy and you don't have anything to give and you feel depleted. The playa Burning Man is just a place where you're being confronted with all of that, and you can actually live out that version of yourself that you want to be. And at the same time, you will be triggered. So I have been triggered a lot during this year's burn, which was amazing because it was not always easy, but I could always see why I'm being triggered in a certain way, and why I react a certain way, and why certain situations or people trigger me. And it would always lead me towards deeper self-exploration. So it would always point to a certain part of me something that has happened in my childhood and that I have not fully healed yet. So for me, it's a lot about setting boundaries and just self-worth. So, by the way, this is just a beautiful, I don't know if you can see it, it's a beautiful little sunset aura quartz that I bought in LA on Abbot Kinney, and I just think it's really, really intensely beautiful. So this is why I kind of hold it in my hand. That's just a side note. But we were talking about self-worth, and I realized that most of my issues, or may it be work, money, relationships, friendships, love, you name it. For me, it all comes down to self-love and self-worth. And I've been working on self-love a lot. And I'm actually, I'm in love with myself. But it sounds so cheesy, but yes, I really love the person that I have become and that I am right now. And still there is this underlying notion of not being worthy exactly as I am, with all of my faults and flaws and all of my craziness and all of my insecurities and all of, I don't know, all the things, the messy things, and the still, habits that I don't like. And I know that I'm not the only one, because growing up, I always had to behave a certain way or be a certain way, and this is how I felt. Like I have to be a certain way to be loved. I have to fit in. I have to be how others want me to be, and I have to prove my worthiness. I have to do good and be good, and this whole good girl, people pleaser, freaking syndrome. I know I'm not the only one, but I still, coming off of this burn, this year's burn, I realized that there's this deep self-worth issue that I still have. And it was actually a major realization that I needed. So I also watched like a movie lately. What's the title? God, the one with Oprah and Reese Witherspoon. I forgot the title. I just know the German title, which is the title. It's like I watched it in English though, and oh my God, how is it called? I'll write it in the comments once I remember. But basically, it was also like there were three mistresses in this movie, which is kind of like an adaptation of a children's book. And one of them gave this main character in the movie the gift of her faults, her flaws, because actually our faults, our flaws are beautiful. They're part of us and they make us who we are. And yes, if we want to, we can work on overcoming them. But actually, what we first, I think, need to do is own them, accept them, and just say, okay, I'm a little insecure sometimes. I feel awkward sometimes, or I don't know, I talk a lot sometimes, and some people don't like it. But yeah, this is a part of what makes me me, and actually I don't even want to change it. So this is, for some people this might be a flaw, and I was always super aware of it, and I would, I would hold back. But that kind of makes me not being myself. So nowadays I'm really working on just embracing all of who I am, just the way I am, and just owning it, and just saying, okay, this is me. And I'm perfect the way I am, being unperfect in somebody else's eyes, maybe even. But what I was saying earlier about we are not a fixed way, so we can decide who we want to be, how we want to be, and this is of course easier when you're in a bubble or in like an experimental such as Burning Man, or if you're traveling and you're meeting new people who don't know you. Then, like when I moved, I could be whoever I wanted to be, because people didn't know me, so I could live out different sides of my character that I could not live out with others who knew me and who thought I was a certain way. So yes, to become who you are, or to be who you are, if this involves like changing parts of yourself, it's easier if you try out these new character traits or whatever it is amongst people who don't know you. So this is why traveling and going to different places, meeting new people is actually amazing for that. So Burning Man is all about that. It just brings you closer to who you are. It shows you who you really want to be, and gives you a platform for that. And you meet other people who actually are how they want to be. And it's so other than that, it's really hard to explain what it is, because it's different for everyone, and it's different every year, and it's different every time. Nevertheless, for me, it's a really potent place every year, and I take the energy of the burn with me always, and it's always leading up to great changes in my life. So right now I'm really curious to see where this year's burn will lead me. Right now I'm at a place where I'm actually really content inside, and really happy. I don't know, I just really, even though my life, like, I could look at it like, okay, I'm not in a relationship, I still don't have created or built the work that I love to do all of the time and that pays me well. I don't have this huge circle of friends that is here in Berlin with me right now. And I don't know, I don't have a shitload of money that I would love to have. And there are so many things that I don't have. I don't even have my own apartment yet. I still live with a friend, which is amazing. But ultimately, I would love to have my own place. And at the same time, having been back in LA, I just realized how much I love and miss it, and how much I would love to go back to Venice or New York, which is always a place that is very dear to my heart. All of these things are not in place right now, and still I say I'm in a very good place because I'm just content and happy, and it's just because this feeling inside, and at the same time I'm looking forward to what's to come. So this is what Burning Man does, and this is what a regular practice of self-care, self-exploration, meditation, yoga, qigong, dance, tantric, Taoist practices, Reiki, all the things that I do does for me. And I realized this when I was in LA, and I saw really dear, good friends of mine, and I was actually in such a good place that I was able to hold space for them and be there for them and help them with some of the things they're going through in their life right now. And I love doing things like that. And I know that I can do this because my cup is full. And my cup is full because I'm actually taking care of myself, and I don't care as much anymore what other people think of me and how I should be according to them, and if they like what I do or like what I say or not. Like, for instance, on one of the earlier videos, I think it was the one where I kind of like read something and I titled it Feminism, Femininity and something, and the word feminism was not really used in the right way, because I'm not a feminist. I'm somebody who really thinks that it's time for us to have a conversation, men and women, and to really get to know each other better and to understand each other better, and to really work together to really shift a few things in this world that are really fucked up. So in order to do that, to really create a better world, we have to work together. So I believe that feminism has been necessary in the past, because women were repressed and our rights were, not equal. So feminism has been needed, but I really believe it's not the time for feminism right now. It's a time for us to really open up and talk to each other and understand each other better, and find together and work together on shifting some things in this society. So I think that's all I have today to say for today. It's just a quick video, and I hope you're all doing good, and I really hope you are being and becoming who you are and who you want to be. And if I should ever meet you or if I should know you and you have changed, I'm absolutely, thrilled about that, and I'm happy to help you become who you are or be who you are. I'm always rooting for you, because change is inevitable, and change is actually amazing, and I cannot see what's going to happen next. So change is nothing to be feared. Change is to be embraced, because it leads to something better. That's what I believe. So that's it for now. I love you, and I will record another video soon.